What if saying the word doesn't make me feel any emotion like that? So that's a great question. I remember being in Don Richardson's class, and if you're not aware, he wrote a wonderful book. That's one of my main mentors. I was in his class and I asked him, like, what happens if I don't feel it when I say the name of the emotion? As I recall, it's been decades since I worked with him directly, but as I recall, it didn't seem to concern him that much because, if I'm playing an emotion and I'm very, very emotional, whatever the emotion, there are certain physiological things that happen in your body. You get lightheaded, your heart rate goes up, your pulse goes up. So even if you were doing the breathing exercise that I've taught you, and only that, and you had, that quality of being a little bit lightheaded from breathing heavy, and you start the scene and you're charged, I would imagine it's probably going to be pretty successful anyway, because most people will make their own assumption about what you're actually feeling. I would say two more things on that topic. One, I do teach some people who may not be as familiar with certain words, like bewilderment is a good one, especially when I'm teaching younger people, like at our school, and I may say, listen, this character's filled with bewilderment, and they're not going to have any idea what that means. They say it doesn't mean anything. So I ask them to think of a word, and I kind of go, all right, well, what word would make you, how do you describe a sense of being lost or confused? And they may just say the word lost instead of bewilderment. I personally think if you can find a really strong word that sort of means the same thing and it connects with you, don't be afraid to use it as long as you're doing the breathing. Lastly, I talk a lot about parallels, where you kind of think about something that's happened, in your own life to relate to, so you can kind of go, okay, this is kind of the same situation. For example, let's say I'm playing a character who's really scared. Maybe he's held at gunpoint or something. But I might go, well, where have I been terrified? Or scared. So I don't necessarily think of a word. I just kind of go, where did I feel something like that? So I think about a car accident I got in when somebody hit me on the freeway from behind. And it was scary, you're like alarmed, confused, you don't know what's going on, right? And I would say that was sort of a sense of fear or terror or anxiety when I first got hit. So if I describe the emotion of the parallel, it tends to get me on the right track with picking a word to describe the actual emotion I'm feeling. So hope that gives you some clarity.